G'day everyone. Welcome to a special edition of TNT Footy. I'm one of your hosts, Taz. Next to me we've got Woo Girl Eggy.
What's going on, everyone?
And up the end there we've got the early crow Moisty.
Hey, what's going on, boys? What
My
a
apologies, I didn't realise I had the speakers on.
had the speakers on.
Too busy watching the stream. I was like, oh, look, it's starting.
We're already off. We're off. What a trade season, boys. We've got North getting a bit of experience. Collingwood saying,
Yes.
fuck the draft. We're just going to win next year. And
Yes.
Carlton saying, fuck you. This is the best draft we've seen. Let's get us in there.
Hey, pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Lots of action.
No, lots of especially our three teams. We all got involved. So it's good to see. You hate being like Essendon where they just do nothing.
Yes, it's absolutely fantastic. Just a quick question. I'm going to throw it off the bat straight away from one of our viewers already. Sent it in early. It's from Turtle. He wants to know, do you guys think this is the biggest trade period of so much talent moving and picks swapped that we have seen in a very long time?
I do and I don't. Like, there was a bit of talent, but I don't think it's the best talent we've seen move.
Well, I don't think it's as standout as last year, whereas Harley Reid, we all knew was going to go pick number one. Whereas
Yeah.
I think it's more spread out across about 5 different players.
Oh, we going number one pick? I thought you meant the trades.
Both. Biggest
Yeah.
trades and picks together.
So this draft is going to be the biggest draft we've seen in 20 years, I reckon.
Yeah.
It bats 35, 40 deep. I reckon that's why you didn't see a lot of people make moves for pick one, because pick one through pick 7 are the same player.
Yeah. And then lots of big names move, which we're going to cover off. So tonight's episode, guys, we have we're going to start with the notable extended contracts. Now, originally we were going to go through them all, but there's just too fucking many.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a heap. I don't know what you were talking.
So I narrowed it down to it's one player per team. So,
yeah,
That
exactly.
makes sense. Makes a bit more sense.
Then we'll touch on free agency. Then we're going to go through the trades one by one and let you know where all the draft picks ended up. I'm excited.
I'm
It's
excited.
going to be good.
And welcome,
Ready to
Zoe.
go.
Good to see you in chat.
G'day, Zozo.
Welcome,
I'm so
Zoe.
glad your filthy mob didn't get to get their hands on Brody Kemp.
Collingwood got pick 56 for the Brownlow pick.
Yes.
Brownlow pick,
Swan
yeah.
pick.
Good old Swanee. As always, guys, if you haven't already, please follow our socials, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and don't forget you can get some of our merch on our shop.
Yes, you can.
Like always, yes.
All right, who wants to kick us off, boys?
All right, I'll kick us off with the notable extended draft. I'm just gonna read through them. So we got Tex Walker from the Adelaide Crows signing up to 2025, and Brisbane Lions Lincoln McCarthy for 2025. And here's the big one for the Carlton Blues, Jacob Wiedering signing up to the 2031. How do you feel
Never
about
leave.
that one, Taz?
Never fucking leaving.
Never fucking leaving. He's still, hey, don't say never, because Houston signed up for another 6 too, and he's out the door.
Yeah, but Wiedering's loyal.
Yes. Artie
We
Sport,
thought
hey, you
Houston
boys,
was it.
need an inquiry into Geelong's salary cap?
Oh, don't mate. If they had got the old boy
Oliver.
as well, I don't know where it was going. But apparently they're real team oriented down there, and they all take pay cuts to keep the team together.
Yeah, because they get fucking Cotton On sponsorships.
Don't matter.
All right, then we're moving on to Collingwood Magpies. Scott Penderbury signed for another year, as well as the Essendon Bombers. Will Setterfield's extended for another year. Then
Before you
Fremantle-
go?
Yep.
Going to cut you off there. What are your thoughts on Pendle signing on for another year?
Oh, that's good. So hopefully he's got 2 more seasons to beat Boomer's record.
And
Yeah,
I think he's going to need 3. We did it. He might have to play half a season more.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're going to play 4 extra games in North
Or
Melbourne
it's the
next year.
game both is. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I still don't see Collingwood going any good. But they've bet all on this year, so I hope it pays out for them, because if they don't, they have no draft capital ever. They've just given away their draft capital, so I hope they go all right. But we'll have to wait and see.
Steve Brudner says new signing. Turtle's got Swanee and Neil's. Pick 58 Swanee and Neil magic number.
I can't remember what number.
That's for Brownlow. So
Oh, yeah.
Brownlow medalists. There's 2 Brownlow medalists that pick 58. That's what
I
he's
was Neil
saying.
58
Collingwood's
as well.
I thought Neil was like 60 something or 70 something.
No, because there's more Brownlows from pick 58 than there is one. That's the
Give me a
running
second.
joke.
I will find out.
All right. Yeah, Fremantle Dockers, Josh Treaky, 2030. We've got Lawson Humphries
Crazy.
extending for another 2 years to 2026 for the Geelong Cats. Then we had a big one. It was in the
Mac
final
Andrews.
season. Mac
That was a
Andrews
big
at
one, yeah.
2030. GWS, we got Lockie Keefe signing on for another season. Hawthorn Hawks. This one's we've got the coach signing on for another couple of years. So
Sammy Mitchell, that's probably the biggest one going around, isn't it?
That's huge. Absolutely huge. Neil went pick 58.
Yeah, that's what we were just saying. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not 56, it's 58's the magic number.
And Melbourne Demons, Tom McDonald's extended for another year. North Melbourne Kangaroos, I put Cam Zerha 2029, but I feel like LDU re-signed sometime this year, but I couldn't
He
find
has
it.
not LDU. He's
Oh, he hasn't?
waiting to see how they go next year. So there's talk if they don't perform
Smart.
next year, he's out. If they do, he'll sign on.
Smart. Very smart.
In Port Adelaide, we've got the defender Xavier Walsh signing on to 2026. Richmond Tigers had Noah Bolter till 2032, and there was a big...
Now,
Sorry?
I was going to say, now Richmond have been copping a lot of flack for this signing. I actually like Bolter.
Yep.
I like Bolter as a defender. I think they need a bit of experience. They can't do what North Melbourne did and just start completely from scratch. It doesn't work. It hurts.
Yeah, I think it's a
Like
great
coming
signing.
from-
He should be their future captain. Sorry, you keep going, mate.
And then this next one, Max King signing for 2032 as well. What
That's
do you think?
big.
How do you feel
That's a
about
big
that one?
one,
Like
That is big.
Been a bit
It
out of
is,
form.
but their
Injury
forward
prone.
line doesn't work with him. I think they need.
To do
I
it
heard
with-
this and
Do a
throw him
lob?
down the back line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do a
Rory
Rory Lobb,
Lobb.
put him back.
I've heard Rory Lobb, just put him down the back. The back forward line works better when he's not in it.
What do you
try
think,
him
Zoe?
somewhere else.
Yes, Zoe, what do you think? And Artie's put, Cotton on, and new Ford Mustang AFL's version of equal rights, keeping Geelong relevant in the comp.
Geelong are very well managed, Artie.
They are, and they do all take pay cuts, so they can
Give me a second, I'm just going to close this door.
Because Dangerfield, I know Dangerfield took one. Could leave it. I don't know. Zoe's gone. Could leave it. I don't know.
Oh, we're talking about King, Zoe,
yeah,
about
but
Saints.
yeah.
Do you think him signing is good?
I think it's good, but they need to trial him somewhere else. Their forward line doesn't work with him in it.
I don't know. I just think they've got to find the right combination with him in it.
Yeah. Trial him down back. If it doesn't work, try him back forward. What do they got to lose? Can't have
Games.
a worse season than this one. They already had a
Games.
bad season.
I don't care for him, inconsistent and hot-headed. Okay, fair.
That's fair,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Throw him down the back line.
All right, now we're moving on to Sydney Swans. They've got Harry Cunningham signing to 2026. West Coast Eagles, they got a big one there. Jake Waterman signed on to 2029, which is good.
That's
Jake
massive.
the Snake. That's a big one. Jake the
Massive.
Snake. I
And
thought
then the
he was,
Western Bulldogs got Jason Johannesson signing on for another year. For
That
2025.
surprises me.
Yeah.
No, keep him on. He's all right. I like Johannesson.
I don't mind him. I just think he's a bit injury prone and whatnot. Out of all those signings, right, the notable ones, who do you think has won them other than Hawthorn? Because I think we all agree Hawthorn was probably the best signing with Mitchell for another few years. Who do you think signed on the best player?
I
Or the
think
best
it
for their club.
was Mac Andrews.
That's it.
I think that pick's going to be around for a while.
I'm on the fence with Wiedering and Waterman
Yep.
for the Dubs.
I think Waterman needs
welcome,
to...
Crosser. He said, hey guys, we did see your message before saying new signing. What's the new?
G'day, Brosnahan. I
And
think
Mac Andrews, if he can be as good as he's protected to be, those defenders are hard to find. That's what I'm saying. Forwards you can find, midfielders you can find. Those defenders are the hard ones.
I think Waterman needs to... He's had one good year. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he needs to back that year up, especially without Darling in the side coming into it next year. As soon as Oscar Allen gets injured, it's going to leave Waterman out by himself.
Yeah, one out again.
So, I mean, he's going to have always, though.
Going to have always. He's going to have the man.
Boys are told balling ball to wear something, and yet here we are. Jake Stringer.
Mate, I saw your message. I actually had a hat on, and I deliberately took it off for you.
But he's supposed to be in an Essendon top two. You could be supporting Jakey Stringer going to GWS, mate.
Yes.
Your Sydney top's here too. Top.
Yeah, I know. I left it behind. I do remember that. It wasn't
Oh,
deliberate.
it was
I didn't
embarrassed,
do
it was
deliberately.
embarrassed.
It was because we were in the mall. I left 100 things behind after the grand final.
Yep.
I probably left a whole suitcase of stuff. But I think that was the kids' fault for going in and just ripping everything everywhere.
Oh,
Play
yeah.
a few jobs.
Oh, yeah, playing with your jokes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Free agency and trades.
Who's doing it?
You doing
Where's
it?
All right, I can start. I can start it. What do we got? Free agency. So we've got Gold Coast. Now, effectively, Gold Coast signs Elliot Himmelberg as an unrestricted free agent. Adelaide receives no compensation. Hawthorn signs Josh Battle as an unrestricted free agent. St Kilda gets pick 8. Oh, I think that was overs. That was a terrible.
That was
Terrible
horrible,
decision for the
especially
AFL.
when you compare these deals now to Franklin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't
That
know
is a
what's happened.
Terrible decision to Battle gets pick 8, but they got pick 8 for him. They probably the AFL given him a little bit of a help too, because St Kilda haven't had much of a help, so that might have been brought into it too.
Potentially. Can I cut you off there?
Yeah.
Is there a congratulations in order?
There is a congratulations
Let's
in
go.
order. Stephen Brosnahan, can you announce which club you have been signed to?
Ooh.
Oh, you told me this last night.
And what role is it, please?
Water boy. No, I'm joking, Bros. I know you're a coach.
And then moving on, we got Harry Perry.
Oh, well, Tassie cut me off. I didn't think I was allowed to keep talking.
Mate, I thought that was good. I thought it was important.
Collingwood signs Harry Perryman as an unrestricted free agent. GWS receives compensation, currently pick 16. I would have paid more for Perryman than Battle. I don't understand how one's 8 and one's 16. I don't get it.
I think it depends on what Hawthorn's paying Battle.
Yeah, true. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Melbourne signs Tom Campbell as an unrestricted free agent. You shouldn't get anything for that, so they don't.
He'll get games next year.
I don't think he will.
I will.
At St Kilda, Tom Campbell. No, not
at Melbourne.
Oh yeah, at Melbourne. Sorry, I've got the wrong thing up. No, Melbourne. You're going to put him over Gorm.
Mate, Gorm was injured a bit this year and he got rested a few times. Campbell will get games.
Gorm will play every game. Hyatt and senior Lions coach.
Hey, congratulations, Hurdy.
Well done.
Congratulations, mate.
Good old Higgett.
Higgett.
Oh,
can we go check out Higgett for our local footy next year?
We can maybe go do that. Higgett. Go support Brozza. All right, so then we've got Carlton signing Nick Haynes as an unrestricted free agent. GWS get no compensation. I don't know how that works either. If Battle's worth 8, Nick Haynes worth much more than 8.
I think it's more on age.
And he wasn't getting games. Like, yeah, he started the sub most
Nick
of
Haynes
this year.
is twice the player Battle is.
That's a big call, mate.
Twice the player. Adelaide signs Isaac Cumming as an unrestricted free agent. The GWS received end of first round compensation pick, which is currently 21. I'm okay with that one. Adelaide gets Alex Near-Bullen. Melbourne took pick 28 for him. I think that's overs. So I think Adelaide done well there.
Yeah, I think Adelaide did well. So yes.
North Melbourne got Jack Darling, which was the worst kept secret in the AFL, for pick 67.
But it was done early. It was done day one, so it was done quick.
Day one, yeah.
Yep.
Both those deals were done day one. West Coast signs Jack Graham as an unrestricted free agent. Richmond receives end of second round compensation, currently pick 42. How is Jack Graham pick 42 and Josh Battle pick 8?
I don't rate Graham.
I don't care. He's not 3 rounds worse. That's effectively 36 picks in between them.
Yeah, I'd say Graham is probably fair.
Graham's fair, but Battle's not.
Battle should be 2.
And I'd probably say there's 34.
Yeah.
34. Close enough. We got close. Oh, then we got Richmond getting pick 20 for a pick swap with Brisbane. Picks 32, 42, 43, and 47 loading up for Ashcroft.
Yes.
Brisbane gets picks 34 and 66. Carlton gets pick 73 and the Lions future second round, again loading up for Ashcroft. Yeah, this was probably one of the surprise ones.
And this is where Carlton started to rob clubs.
This is where Carlton started to rob, but I don't know how Carlton got pick 14, but Carlton gets pick 14 from Hawthorn for the Blues future first and second round picks, which come back into play later. So that pick was essentially how I'm gone blank now. The West Coast deal was going to happen.
Yep.
So that pick got robbed right under West Coast nose. Then we got Melbourne receives pick 46. Adelaide receives Demons future third-round pick. Oh, then Melbourne takes
Do you want me to take
Bombers.
over, Todd?
No, I've got this one. So we've got Melbourne receives Bombers pick 9, which they dumped because Keiko is now going to be bid on before that. And if he wasn't, teams would have sure he was bid on before that, so Bombers didn't get anything. Apparently, there's going to be a lot of that. Carlton still might be in trouble.
Yep.
They take one of the boys early. They reckon Richmond or North might even force Carlton into it.
Well, I would if I was Richmond. I'd say Levi Ashcroft, and then I'd say the two brothers.
They're Camporelli and
Yeah.
just bad luck.
They're not even top 30 now.
It
The
doesn't
draft's
matter,
too
though.
strong.
Doesn't matter though. If Carlton want them, they will pay. So Bombers give up their future third-round pick. Oh no, sorry. Melbourne received pick 9 and the Bombers' future third, and Essendon got 28, 40, 46, 54, and 65, and the Demons' future first-round pick. Now, they got that for the Keiko bid. All right, we'll let you take over, Tassie, because this is another robbery by Carlton. This is an absolute robbery.
Before we go in, I actually received a private message literally like 2 minutes ago from Zoe's husband, just wanting to know if you're a bit sunburnt, Todd.
Me? No.
Are you looking a bit red hot? Are we?
Well,
Well,
maybe
he does. He does work outside a little bit, and it has been.
No,
it has
I'm
been
just
a bit
brown.
hot lately.
I think it's just because he was struggling to get through that list.
It's 110% the camera. If I come closer, there is no sunburn.
Mate, you can see your receding. Be careful, mate.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's it. But no, there's 110% no sunburn there. Just
all right.
brown.
Tuesday, we had Carlton receive pick 3, 63 and 68. West Coast receive Liam Baker, Matt Owies, pick 12 and pick 73. Richmond receive pick 14.
Now West Coast has effectively paid pick 3 and 68. I think they gave up for Matt Owies and pick 12 and Liam Baker. That is not worth pick 3 in this draft this year.
Do you know they'll get good years out of Baker and
Don't you
Owies.
try and freaking justify this, Taz, just because you're a Carlton supporter.
They'll get good years out of Liam Baker and Matt Owies. Matt Owies is only 26 or 7. Pick 12 in a draft like this isn't that bad.
Yeah, but pick 3 is elite.
Pick 3 if they use it right. We picked Paddy Dow with pick 3.
It's a robbery, Tassie. It is an absolute robbery. West Coast fans are livid. They
I don't know why.
Absolutely in arms over
It's
there.
not that bad. Not that bad.
It was terrible.
Artie's got here, next few years are low on high stocks and a lot of father sons. That's why Hawks took future F1, future 1 and 2. And Zoe's got Moisty to the Gold Coast Suns.
Look out, Matt
Artie, I believe they've given up the future 1 and future 2, didn't they? It comes in a later draft. They've had to give them back. But they don't have those futures anymore.
I love Paddy Dow, Zoe. Love it. All right, moving on. We've got Brisbane receive pick 27, St Kilda receive pick 32 and 45. So they've gone back. I believe they've got some father sons coming up too next year, I think. Could be wrong. Collingwood received Dan Houston and pick 58.
This was the mega trade that happened just on the wire.
Port Adelaide received Lukosius, Richards, Atkins, picks 13, 29, 36, and 50. And Gold Coast received Noble, pick 39, and future first-round picks tied to Port and Collingwood.
Now, can I just say hallelujah for this? Thank God Noble got out of that shithole.
Do you know what? It's actually great to see players be traded for players.
Yeah, yes.
Hasn't happened a lot.
Doesn't happen very often, does it?
So I think that's okay. Are you happy with that trade, boys?
Oh, I'm stoked about it.
I think Port Adelaide aren't happy with that trade, but they couldn't get anything else for Houston. It was the best they were going to get for Houston.
Yeah,
I think Port have done pretty well. Not so much Atkins. I don't rate Atkins, but Lukosius and Richards.
Yes.
Lukosius is not a solid contributor. Richards looks like he's going to be a very good player. They've still got pick 13.
Is Lukosius a full forward, or was he more of like a half forward?
I think he's going to play
half back.
Yeah,
I thought he was half back.
He could go. He was a swingman.
He can go both ways. But yeah, Port weren't happy with the trade, I've heard. But the teams they had to deal with had no currency. The only other option was going to be North, and they were going to give 14 and 44. So
I genuinely genuinely think Port have done pretty well in that. I do.
Collingwood's done the best. Houston, obviously, the All Australian.
Yep.
Houston's a gun, but again, Collingwood are going all or nothing. They're gonna like it's either gonna work or it's not.
Yep.
And if it doesn't work, they're gonna be in trouble for a few years.
Absolutely.
Tassie's coming in too, so they're not gonna be able to rebuild properly.
Correct.
Well,
for at least 3 years. So, but I actually, people are picking on Port. I really don't think Port have done that bad. Like I just mentioned.
It's the best deal they could get.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to keep Houston because he didn't want to be there. And I'm a big advocate of this. That's why I don't know why Melbourne's done it. If players don't want to be there, just get rid of them. Melbourne could have got 5 first rounders for their players. They could have offloaded, and they could be like Richmond this year in an elite draft. So next year, when they want to walk again, you're not going to get your 5 first rounders.
Correct.
And do you want 5 first rounders in next year's draft?
Yeah.
Everyone's talking this super draft. Do it now. Just a mini rebuild on the fly. I don't understand Melbourne.
That's what Richmond's doing.
Yep.
All right. Next one, we've got Melbourne receives Harry Sharp and the Lions' future 3rd round pick. Brisbane receives pick 49 and the Bombers' future 3rd round pick. That was a bit of a nothing trade.
It was,
really. Brisbane just needed points by the looks of that. Okay, Wednesday. So day before deadline day.
Oh no! Sorry,
this is deadline day. Right, this is deadline day because this happened and I watched this all day. I was sitting at work, and it started the coverage at 12 or 2 o'clock, I think.
2 o'clock.
And I watched 2 o'clock, I think it was, and I was sitting on the forklift watching the whole coverage and didn't see the first trade till 7:24.
And didn't do any work in the meantime.
No, 7:24. I sat there watching it for 5.5 hours and saw it. 5.5 hours in was the first trade.
Oh, that's funny.
And Artie just put, what about Port Ruckman? I think he's talking about Ivan Soldo.
Yeah, he's had to walk back
in with the tail between his legs.
Yeah, he wanted out, but he only wanted out because there was always going to be this clash when they both went over there. Solo and
Sweet.
The young kid, Sweet. It was going to be a fight to the death to see who could get that spot, and he didn't end up with the spot. He got injured, and Sweet took over.
Yeah, exactly. But do you know what? Hopefully he can grit his teeth, get stuck into it, and he might end up being number 1 ruck again. You just don't know.
Well, Charlie Dixon's there. They're going to have looking for a new forward. So yeah,
they might swap them in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They can rotate between each other.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Oh, Eggy, do you want to take over?
No, you do it. It's all right.
Okay. All right. Fremantle receives Shai Bolton, pick 14, and the Tigers' future 3rd round pick, whilst Richmond receive picks 10, 11, and 18.
Now, I believe this one was done rather early. This one was as soon as they opened. This pick went through.
Yep.
It was early, yeah.
Well, I think it was talks the night before that it had done and dusted, but they just had to wait till the morning.
Had to wait for it. Now, I'm going to put this in order because someone's buggered this up. So I'll take over for you, Tazzy.
Sure.
So Geelong received Bailey Smith and pick 45. St Kilda received Jack McRae. The Bulldogs received Matt Kennedy, and pick 17 for Carlton receives pick 38. Now, this was the first trade done, and every other recurring trade had to wait for this one to be done. As soon as this one got done, then we had Gold Coast receives Rowley and picks 51, 61, 70, and 76. Richmond got picks 6 and 23. Then we had Adelaide receives James Peelin and the Giants' future 3rd round and 4th round picks. GWS receives Crows' future 2nd round pick. Then North Melbourne had to wait for this deal. North Melbourne got Caleb Daniel, and Bulldogs got 25. I think North overpaid, but they had to.
I think that's interesting because Bulldogs are pretty stern on Daniel not leaving.
But once they had Kennedy come in, they were fine. That's what they wanted. Didn't want to lose 3 players and get no one back. As soon as Kennedy was part of that deal, all other trades went through. So I think Kennedy. North overpaid there, but had to overpay to get him out. Then we've got North Melbourne gets Luke Parker and Jacob I can't even say that. Constancy. And Sydney got pick 44, which Sydney wanted more, but had to get
it done. That's a huge win.
To get it done. For North, it is.
That is massive.
They ain't cheap, but we lost in the pick 25 from Daniel. But then probably the last one was the Hawthorn receives Tom Ragas and Eagles' future 4th round pick. And West Coast got those picks we were talking about before. The Hawks' future first round, second round, and third round picks. Now, they're not the Hawks' future first round picks. I believe it's
They're tied to
Collingwood's
other clubs.
future. Yeah, it's Collingwood's future first and Carlton's future second, or it might be the other way. They're hedging their bets. So I'd bet it all on one. I'd say Carlton's going to have a terrible season. We'll take both them. But because they've got Carlton's first and second, and they've got Collingwood's first and second. But
And then what was the last trade?
That was the last trade. Oh, then we had the man that everyone said the deal was done. I was messaging Dunny and saying, Stringer's not going. He's not going. But then, as you saw, GWS, the manager was walking in and out of the GWS room, so they knew it was happening. But Jake Stringer gets to GWS, and Essendon received pick 53, which they probably need Stringer in the first 4 rounds because they've got no players left. They've all been suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't touch on that.
Then fine.
As it's always put, collecting Jacks like Thanos is collecting Infinity Stones.
Jack Sinclair, Jack Hayes, Jack McRae. Who else is there? There was Jack Vitale. There's heaps. I love that, Zoe. Great call.
So just before we finish this, I'm going to throw out a question which is unscripted because I wasn't going to put it in there, but I didn't put it in there. Who won the trade this year, boys?
Oh.
Who's your A-grade trader and who's your failure? I'll go first. I think Essendon absolutely flopped this trade. They did nothing.
Yep.
I think they got rid of their pick 9 for a couple of things, but I think apart from their Demons future first, but if Demon have a good season, that could be 18. I didn't like what they did in the trade. I think they need to do more. And I think Richmond's the absolute clear winner of this trade.
Yeah, well, we're going to see during the draft anyway. But I reckon Carlton's is up there, and Gold Coast, Collingwood, and also Geelong. It's going to be good to see what they come out with when they start the season.
What they all get, yep.
Yeah.
I think what Collingwood did, considering they had no currency at all.
Yeah, but they've spent next year's currency, so they did.
Yeah, but realistically, going into this year, they actually had not much currency. They had to really be tactical about the way they moved.
Yeah.
So to bring in a dual All-Australian.
That's because last year they traded all this year's currency.
Correct. That's right. So to bring in a dual All-Australian in Houston and still pick up Perryman, I think that's pretty good. I do think that's good.
I only think Richmond, because of the rebuild they're going to be able to do now.
Yeah,
they've got 7
Richmond
or 8
were going to be my
picks
pick.
inside 24. 7 or 8 picks inside. I think they said in the first 24, they've got 1 pick every 3. So 1 in 3 picks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I also think a club that was underrated in their trade period was Adelaide. They picked up Isaac Cumming, Alex Neil-Bullen, and James Peatling. Yep. And you think about how, like, the role that Alex Neil-Bullen played for Melbourne, he allowed Petrarca to go play midfield and up and maybe go to halfback. Imagine what he can do, and I read this as well, imagine what he can do for Rankin.
Yeah.
Rankin's not a defensive player. He's an attacking midfielder. Alex Neil-Bullen is going to complement him tremendously. It's going to be amazing. So I think, I think Adelaide were the quiet achievers, but I definitely think Richmond have come out on top.
Yeah, I think Richmond too. I think it's going to be hard, but they got a ton of picks. They've got 2, 4, 6, 8 picks in the top 24. It's insane.
That's massive.
Especially because everyone reckons this is a super draft.
Well, that was the question I wanted to ask you guys without notice.
Well, here's a question I want to ask. Do you think it goes for too long?
Yes.
Do you think what?
The trade period goes for too long.
Oh yeah, it should be 3-4 day thing.
It should be, but I think it's gathering content and it's getting people interested every day. People looking, but I think everyone's just too impatient for the outcome.
They said though, if this was a week long, these deals all would have got done a week earlier.
Yeah,
like correct. On trade night, Stringer held on for pick 53 instead of 56. No one uses pick 53 or 56. So what are you arguing about 3 points for? They do points, but they don't pick players. Like, what are you arguing over 3 spots for?
Mate, you're forgetting about Swanee and Neil.
Yep. And Zoe's put Jack Steele, Jack Higgins, and Artie's also put a Hawks one. Well, actually, Hawks will be good with Battle and Barras too, so they're going to have a
Yeah.
good defensive
Yeah,
line
Hawks
there.
went good. They got the players they needed.
Because they don't need young crew anymore. They've got the young crop.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
who
they've got
retired? Did Gunston retire or
no.
no,
Oh,
who was the other
he
one?
might have. Artie, was it Gunston?
And there was another older one. I can't remember who.
Because
Bruce?
they've got no young players. No, I think Bruce signed for another year. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. They've got draft picks 33, 71, 77. To be fair, they might use 33 and that's it.
Yeah.
So
what was your question, Ted?
Yeah, so my question was, okay, everyone talks about the super draft of what was it, 2004? I think, where you had Judd, Luke Ball, when was it? I can't remember now, boys. This is terrible.
You get a freaking unscripted question and you don't even remember it.
I don't remember the year.
You're saying like Richmond win with their picks, but it all depends who their picks. Like
who they get too, and if it is a super draft.
You're seeing the TikToks from St Kilda when they pick players that they have delisted already, and they could have had like Christian.
They could have had Bontempelli.
Yep.
Dangerfield.
Yep.
Here we go.
Straka.
Here we go.
Could have had all those players.
There's other teams too that could have got them as well, or players similar to that sort of pedigree as well. So it all depends on the draft, right?
The super draft that everyone talks about was 2001. Okay. Pick one. This is the top. I only go through the top 13 because that's all that really, really matters. Luke Hodge 1, Luke Ball 2, Chris Judd 3. Perfect. Really good start. Pick 4 was Graham Polak to Fremantle. I think he played maybe 90 odd games.
Yep.
He ended up playing at North though.
A bit of a miss, I think, with that one for pick 4. Xavier Clark, St Kilda, it was okay. Ash Sampi, it was good for Eagles. David Hale, superstar. Really good ruckman. He went at pick 7. Jimmy Bartell, number 8. Then you've got Luke Molan, Sam Power, Richard Cole, Brent Riley. I don't know any of those players.
No.
Pick 13, Nick Del Santo.
He's good.
Yep.
Kind of where it stops for the top 15. So
and that's like only time will tell too, because these kids could all come out and be 300 gamers, but they could all come out and be flops.
So 50% in the top 15, six players, just under. How about we look at one of the a more recent draft?
Go the Will Ashcroft, Harry Sheasel year.
I actually want to go
2022, yeah.
Why is this not showing me the draft? This is embarrassing. Yeah, I actually wanted to go 2018.
Yep.
Pick 1, Sam Walsh.
Yep.
Overrated.
Pick 2, Pick 2, Jack Lukosius. Pick 3, Isaac Rankin. Pick 4, Max King. 5, Connor Rozee. 6, Ben King. 7, Bailey Smith. 8, Taron Thomas. Had potential, but was a dickhead.
Yep.
9, Chase Jones for Adelaide. Iffy. Number 10, Nick Blakey. Number 11, Jai Caldwell. Number 12, Zach Butters. Number 13, Isaac Quaynor. Number 14, Jackson Haitley. And number 15, Jordan Clark.
Yeah, so about 14 as well, maybe.
A lot of those players are very good players.
Yeah.
Yep. But a lot of them are still in the comp today. See, like, if you go back to 2001 or 2002 when those players are in, and say go past a couple of years, they were probably still playing.
And still playing pretty good.
And then you ought to remember their names better. Like, because we're looking back at it in that sort of time. I was in high school. I didn't know what AFL was then. I was living in Queensland when NRL was king.
But how many players do you think from 2001, you scroll down the list and there's some good late picks, like Sam Mitchell went, Gary Ablett Jr. went, but that was father's son. So it was a very good draft. That's when Swanee went as well. I just find it interesting that the top 15 there, because you have a look through, and a lot of them didn't make 100 games.
Yeah. And what year was that? 2018.
That was 2018 was the one I just read then. Yeah.
Yeah.
and it had 83 picks in 2001. 2018 had 78 picks. So I just thought it was interesting that they were talking about 2001 being a super draft. And of course, we're not going to be able to really compare for another 10, 15 years.
No, that's it. Until you know how they're going. These kids could all come out and be 300 games, you know.
But a lot of those players now have already played close to 100 games.
Yeah.
So I think 2018 was a super year. That's all. That's all I wanted to sort of touch on, boys.
Where was the question? We had a question in there.
Now that I think about that, I start to think about COVID coming in 2020.
Yeah.
How much these kids have changed since then. Like, obviously, like they would have stopped playing footy around 2020. I think it stopped playing in 2021 as well. There was no local footy because we were all locked down and that, but we were allowed to go exercise and stuff. So I'm thinking, were those 2 years off that these kids like Harry Sheasel, Nick Dacos, who else is there? Harley Reid and all these sort of names where they had 2 years of just being able to study the game and go out and run around
and work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially.
We can touch more on that next year, I reckon. We'll have a think.
Yeah, we'll touch on that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we do go through a bit of a draft.
Well, I don't even know how they would have drafted in 2020 and 2020.
It was on previous and scouts from previous years.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
They knew the players coming through. They knew how they were performing before that and under years.
Yes, it's interesting.
Yep. Now let's dive into the draft picks where they all ended up.
Love it.
Love it. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read up the top 20 and then we'll go through each team and see what they got.
All right.
Sounds like a plan. Do you want me to read the top 20?
No,
I'm just reading Zoe.
All right.
Zoe's like cries in
Pick 1, we got Richmond. Pick 2, we got North Melbourne. Pick 3, we got Carlton, received from West Coast in their 3-way trade for Liam Baker. Pick 4 was Adelaide. Pick 5 was Melbourne. Pick 6 was Richmond. 7 was St Kilda. 8 is St Kilda for the Josh Battle compensation. 9 we got Melbourne. 10 we got Richmond. 11 we got Richmond. From Fremantle in the Shy Bolton trade tied to Collingwood. So they got picked 10 and 11 for Shy Bolton. 12 West Coast received from Carlton. 13 Port Adelaide. 14 Fremantle. 15 GWS. 16 GWS. 17 Western Bulldogs. 18 Richmond again. 19 Sydney. 20 Richmond again. They're the top 20. Now we're going through. Adelaide got pick 4 and 64. Brisbane, they got 27, 34, 42, 43, 49, 60 and 60. Carlton, they got 3, 38, 63, 68, 69 and 72. Collingwood's got 52, 55 and 58. The Bombers have got 28, 31, 40, 46, 53, 54 and 65. Fremantle have got 14, 30 and 67. Geelong have got...
Bingo.
Bingo.
What's his name? Geelong got 45, 57, 75. Gold Coast have got 39, 41, 61. 51, 70, 76 and 78.
Good for Academy.
GWS.
Yeah, Academy pickups. Yeah.
GWS got 15, 16, 21, 37, 57, 74. Hawthorn, 33, 71 and 77. Melbourne, 5 and 9. That's pretty good.
Big picks.
North Melbourne's got 2 and 62. Port Adelaide's got 13, 29, 36 and 50. Now the big one, Richmond. They got 1, 6, 10, 11, 18 and 20, 23 and 24.
Huge.
That is huge. St Kilda got 7, 8, 32 and 47. Sydney got 19, 22, 44 and 59. West Coast have got 12, 26 and 73. And the Bulldogs have got 17, 25, 35 and 40.
It's going to be a good draft.
Richmond have got a third of the top 24.
Oh, no, mate. It's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Ridiculous. They won that trade period by a long shot.
And just remember, you can still trade picks up until draft night.
Yeah, you can trade during draft night as well. I think there's a little buffer, though. It's like the 4th of November till trade night. You can't.
Yeah.
It shuts down.
Imagine if Richmond were like, all right, look, we'll give you picks 20, 23, 24 if you give us pick 2 and someone took it.
North's not going to take that, mate. But we might take 10 and 11.
Can you do it for future round picks or?
Yep.
Yeah, you can still give away futures. Yep.
Yep.
If you want to give away futures, you can trade any picks providing you're allowed to. Collingwood probably won't be allowed to next year because they haven't used. You've got to use one every 3 years, I think, is the ruling.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
Correct.
I don't think Collingwood will be allowed to throw away future round picks next year.
That's insane. What a off season though. The silly season was certainly silly.
Yeah.
Very silly.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Very well. Yeah.
I think
speaking of the draft, we're gonna. Taz is busy on the Wednesday night, so I think me and Todd were talking about doing a.
Yeah,
live...
we'll get there. No, I'll be there. I'll be watching it live, so I'll tune in and we'll do a live watch and talk to people if they want to come in and jump in.
Yep.
Jump in
so
the chat.
That'll be Wednesday night, November 20th.
Yeah, no, I'm keen. I'm going to watch it anyway, so I might as well talk footy with people while we watch it.
Yep.
Well, I'll watch pick 2, and then that might be about it. I haven't got another one for another 60.
It'll be interesting to see who picks up who, though, and what Richmond go for, especially.
And what Richmond get. And if someone can get in front of Carlton and really annoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see Carlton lose that pick just because of how much they picked on West Coast, but I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if a bid comes for the Canberra Twins if they will match it with pick 3.
St Kilda's 7 and 8's pretty good too.
Yeah, 7-8's great. And they reckon Richmond might try and trade before Carlton to get the pick Carlton wants because they want a Sullivan, I believe.
Well, they've got pick 1. They can pick him.
Yeah, but they're going to pick someone else and then trade to get a Sullivan as well.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I'm a bit annoyed I'm going to miss the first night, but I'll have to keep up to date on my phone. Have you boys up at the venue I'm at, hopefully, on the screens?
Yeah,
be good.
Yeah, we'll be there, mate.
What have we got here? Stephen Brosnahan. Last time Blues had pick 3, they got Paddy Dow. Yes, they did, my friend.
Oh, that's a good pickup.
And Artie has put here, we need an inquiry into Geelong cap ASAP.
Artie, I explained this at the start of the show. They've just got team players that are willing to take pay cuts.
So he said, sorry, Wicked comes out that day. Is that the one with Ari?
If Wicked's sorry, I'm busy. Yeah, Wicked's out.
It's actually why I'm busy that night. No,
it is why I've just cancelled. I want to see it too. I'm not joking when I say that's why it's cancelled.
I think it'll be fantastic. Why don't we organise to go?
We can go.
Yeah. Is that the Ariana Grande one or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Yeah, it is,
yeah, she's in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll
we're getting off topic. Back to football, boys.
Back to football. Foosball.
Well, we all know I love my girls singing, so
yeah.
This is true. This is very true. But I think that's a wrap, boys.
That is a wrap.
That is a wrap.
Until draft night. And
draft night, we'll
do the wrap up on the Thursday. And
before we go, you know the drills. But make sure you're following us on Facebook, our shop.
Absolutely, and
we're going to try and get a bit more merch going in there too. I don't know what we're going to do, but
I don't know if everyone liked the Hawk Tour shirt, but I'm going to try and get a few sort of similar ones going up throughout the year.
Get a couple of things going.
Yeah,
and we're also doing a bit of a review on what we're doing, setting ourselves some plans, and might have a bit of a new show next year.
Yes.
So, new and improved, like this year was.
Yeah, it's great this year. I've fun this year.
That was awesome.
We're looking about getting around a bit of local footy and getting to a few more games. And
well, we've all just signed up to AFL members, so we're going to be going to a few AFL games as well.
Yep.
We're giving away a few tickets.
Yes, and come for the day with us. Come spend the day with us.
Absolutely.
We've got 4 membership tickets, so will be one spare. But yeah, obviously sometimes we'll take family or friends. But
yep.
Go down to Brozza, support his coaching, get some video footage.
Yep.
You know, maybe do some interviews if he wants to or his players want to. And, yeah, it'd be great.
We'll talk about that anyway.
Beautiful.
Right.
Sounds good.
Say explosive footy.
Turtle's got trivia again.
Oh, it's a possibility, mate. We can only fit so much into the hour.
If we can get players willing to play too. That was the struggle with trivia. It was fun, but we couldn't get enough players willing to play.
Oh,
that is true.
Could we start the show off early and do like a 6-week trivia night for some first round tickets?
Potentially.
Yeah. Could be an idea. Just for
if we can get people that want to nominate to jump on, for sure.
I think Turtle's already nominated himself, and
he's already up and running.
He's carryover, isn't he?
Did he? No, Artie bet him, didn't he? Artie just guessed Ablett out of nowhere in the. Who am I?
in the Druin one, yeah, from Druin.
Follow the mighty Moorabbin Kangaroos. Good old Jim Bob.
And
Lead
let's
the
get
goal
around the
kicker.
girl Kangaroos, mate. They're going to win a flag. Let's just get around them.
They are. They are. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's hope
All
this
right.
week's an explosive round of nothing.
No, there's
AFLW.
women's footy, mate. There's
Oh,
women's
of
footy.
course.
Get behind them.
We
Come
were
on.
just talking about it
I
too.
just mentioned it.
Let's hope this weekend's an explosive round of AFLW.
AFLW.
Right,
That's
see you
it.
all.
Thanks for
Thanks,
tuning
guys.
in, guys.
Cheers.